All right, so here's a pro tip of something you can do to help with your running if you're having pain, to kind of break up a run and allow you to keep running. So what we do is find some type of strength training activity to help break up your running so you can interrupt your run when the pain starts to come on. So you do your run like normal, and a lot of time I use this to warm up as well. If I'm gonna do a treadmill run especially, or out on the road, I'll use this same principle to kind of warm up and activate my muscles by doing an active strength training exercise first. So what we'll do here is you would want to run so as far as you feel like you can before the pain starts to come on or get worse. So once you start to feel the pain, then you'd back off if the symptom starts to get worse. So you may have some pain, but if the symptom starts to get worse, then you back off and you do a strength training exercise. It's a great kind of pro tip to help you be able to keep moving and give you more time on your feet, because by the time you're done doing a couple of these strength moves, you wind up actually kind of hitting the reset button and you can run some more. And so then you'd want to run again until you start to feel that symptom come back on. So often if you use the right muscle, can really, really help decrease that pain for a little bit, push that back on the back burner. You can resume your run. And so one of my favorite ways to warm up and to interrupt a workout if I have some kind of pain is to do what we call the four-way treadmill. So you increase the incline of your treadmill. So I pumped it up all the way as high as it would go for this treadmill. You increase the incline on the treadmill, usually between 12% grade, just depending on what your treadmill will do, and up to 20, 30% if your treadmill can do that. But you want to go at a fairly steep grade because you're going to get more of a workout. And then I go 1 minute forward and then 1 minute sideways, doing side steps. And for this, you can go between about 0.7 to 1.5-ish, usually on the treadmill, so fairly slow, and you're doing side steps for 1 minute. So I go 1 minute forward, 1 minute side, 1 minute backward, and then 1 minute the other side. So I do a minute each. So this is a little slow for me. I'd probably go a little bit faster. But you just find out what you feel comfortable with on the treadmill, things like that. I've spent a lot of time on a treadmill, so I feel fairly confident and comfortable with my footwork and everything. I can kind of move around and feel pretty comfortable. But you'll start out where you're at. If you need to hold on a little bit, you can too. If you can break away from that though, that's going to be better. It'll challenge your balance and your muscles a little more. So this is a great way to kind of break up your, any symptoms that you're having as you're running. It allows you to use the muscle that may be either needed to help control whatever the deficit is in your running, but it can also help with breaking up that pain cycle so that you can reset and get going again with less pain and less problem. The other thing you can try is using a band, right? And doing like the monster walks or butt busters, where the forward, backward, and side to side walking with the band around your ankles. So placing the band around your ankles. You can do that on the treadmill. Some people worry about falling, but you can also just do it on the ground where you take those side steps, side to side and forward and backward. And that really helps engage your hips. By engaging the hips, the reason why I'm showing two different hip exercises is it's a really good way of kind of waking up those muscles that we use to keep the knee moving straight ahead, so and keep everything in good alignment. And so that's one great exercise, and waking up the hips and giving them a break from the repetitive pounding nature of running, to use those muscles in a different way and then to give it some time to recover is really, really helpful. So now you can also do squats or deadlifts or really any exercise that targets the muscle or the joint, the muscles around the joint that may be sore and painful. So, if it's an ankle issue, you may hop off and do some calf raises, bent knee calf raises, and some, foot ankle exercises as well before you hop back on. The idea is just to use those muscles around that area and then give it a break for a sec. So you want to make sure you also catch your breath afterwards. This isn't intended to be like a cardio pump up with your running where you hop off, do some, push-ups or pull-ups or whatever, and then hop back on to, help get your heart rate up and to try to make it a harder workout. That's not the point of this. This is not a obstacle course race simulator. But instead what we're trying to do is just use those muscles that surround that joint or use that muscle that is sore in a different way, allow it to recover a little bit from the pounding and the repetitive nature of it. And so you go slow and heavy instead of dynamic and fast. And that really does kind of help reset the pain signals that you're receiving and allow you to do another bout of running. And so this way you can get more bouts of running in without it flaring it up too much, and allows you to recover faster, to get back to your activity, back to running faster. So hopefully that was helpful. A good pro tip on how to keep training even through an injury in a safe way that doesn't make things worse. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Either drop that in the Geneva group or hit us up in our next group call about ways that you can do or exercises that you can do to help interrupt your work or your runs so that you can get more in.